Hello YouTube, my name is Alexandre and I'm a student in natural science at Montmorency College in Quebec, Canada. I'm not an expert in the topic of refugees, but I just read a shocking novel called Refugee, and that's what I want to tell you about today. Did you know that according to a 2015 research, 24 people are forced to leave their home every minute? Refugee crises mark the last centuries, and there could be many events that force people to escape the country. For example, war, poverty, famine, and there are many other reasons. So the historical and geographical context are important to understand what refugees are truly living. And Grazia shows this perfectly in his novel, where the setting has a major impact on the psychological characteristics and action of the character, and helps the reader clearly understand the difficult life of a refugee. The three protagonists, Joseph, Isabelle, and Mahmoud, are all strongly impacted by the setting of the story. I'm going to start with Joseph, who's a Jewish boy who lives in Germany in 1938, just as anti-Semitism is very present and is omnipresent, and as Nazis are putting Jews in concentration camps. During the whole book, the young man wants to become an adult, and this need to become an adult begins with Kristallnacht, an historical event which took place in the night of November 9th and November 10th, 1938, when hundreds of Jews were killed and thousands of them were sent to concentration camps. The historical and geographical context are forcing Joseph to be more mature possible, and to survive the hostile environment he finds himself in, he has to be strong, and becoming a man is the first step to do that. So, the Bar Mitzvah, which is when he officially becomes a man in Jewish religion, is a very important part of the story because it marks, like I said, the beginning of his adult life. We can also observe the internal setting which takes place in the mind of the characters. So Joseph is shocked when he first sees his father after the concentration camp. I'm gonna quote from the book at page 36. It was him. The shabby man who had lurched from the shadows like an escape from a mental asylum was Joseph's father, Aaron Lando. So his mother, the leader of his family, the person who was the strong presence in the house, who would be there to protect him and his family, is now described as a shabby man. So as the story unfolds, Joseph has to do something about that. So as he sees his father becoming weaker and weaker and crazier, he understands that he has to replace his father as the leader of the family. He has to become a man and to act like one. So the context he finds himself in forged him and made him evolve as the story unfolds. Now I'm going to talk to you about Isabel, a Cuban girl who lives in Cuba after the collapse of the USSR. So the country was very poor because the USSR couldn't help the country anymore by sending them water or other important stuff like food, etc. So she has no freedom and it's very poor and they are having starving problems. So this forces her to become an adult like Joseph. And for example, she sells her trumpet to have money to buy gas for the boat, and then she kind of forced her family to escape the country to go to the USA to find a better life with hope and happiness. So yeah, she's a very courageous girl, but this is forged by the setting, the historical and geographical context that she is in, and there's also the cultural context of Cuba that's marked by the importance of music that has a major impact on Isabel's stuff. So we see around in the novel that many times she's comparing her experience to a song. For example, at page 203, again Isabel thought about their journey as a song. Now I'm going to talk to you about Mahmoud, a Syrian boy who is 12 years old and living in Aleppo in the middle of the Syrian war in 2015. So the civil war is turning normal neighborhoods as horrible battlefields where houses are thrown to ashes and thousands of people are killed. The city of Aleppo, where lives, is a living nightmare, and the young boy is trying to be invisible to survive this hostile environment. So he has no friend, and he doesn't want any because it would jeopardize his invisibility and would put him or his brother in danger. So, and he's only 12 years old. So again, the setting is making him evolve and making him become a man and a mature adult. And he is only 12 years old, just like Joseph and Isabelle. So the geographical and historical context are also turning Mahmoud into a man. He saved his mother. He helped his family a lot during the journey. The journey, for example, when he get his family a taxi to travel around the continent quicker, and he is acting just like a strong father would do. And I remember you is he is only 12 years old. To conclude, the author forges its character based on the setting of the story to help us understand the challenges of a refugee's life. Readers of Gratz's novel Refugee should be focused by the importance of the setting of the story, on the three protagonists, Joseph, Isabelle, and Mahmoud, since it's forging them with the historical and geographical context. By looking for the impacts of the setting and on the protagonist, the reader will fully understand the three stories and he will have a better appreciation of Gratz's story. So thank you, YouTube. You can put the like button and have a nice day. See you later.